All right, so the state of Maine has reported a record number of people requesting food assistance as the government shutdown impacted SNAP benefits, a situation our next guest calls callous and cruel. Joining us now is the state's Democratic Governor, Janet Mills. She's also a candidate for United States Senate, and it's great to have you on the show again. I want to ask you about this outcome so far as it pertains to the shutdown, because to me it seems like there aren't a lot of other alternatives for the Democrats because of the word that you used. A lot of Democrats believe it's Republican cruelty, that they can go have parties and deny people food assistance at the same time and not see any disconnect there. And also, the fight over health care, Governor, is a battle that is a good position for Democrats to be in for the next round, because it's, I think, an issue they own. Clearly, it's not one that can be stolen by the Republicans. What's your take? Do you think this shutdown was handled the right way by your party?
No, listen, I don't support the deal, and I certainly didn't support the shutdown, but the Congress and the president needed to do two things, two looming deadlines that were urgent: pass the continuing resolution and pass the extension of the tax credits, extended tax credits for Maine people and for people across this country. At the same time as health insurance is going up and up and up, these tax credits are more and more vital to support people, small, young families and older people and self-employed people all across this country. And they depend on those tax credits. Could they do two things at the same time? No, I guess not. It's like the old joke about Gerald Ford. They can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Look, they've spent 43 days on this health care issue, this tax credit issue, and the CR. They can't do both at the same time, apparently. They spent 43 seconds probably on extending the tax credit, tax breaks for billionaires in the reconciliation bill. What's wrong with this picture? Well, the president of the United States is playing the Great Gatsby at Mar-a-Lago and taking a wrecking ball to the White House and building a gilded cage there, a ballroom, and paving over the Rose Garden. Well, children in Maine are going without food, and we're having to backfill the $29 million a month that the federal government owes us for SNAP. This is wrong. It's just wrong, and the people of Maine see that it's wrong.
So, Governor, you're running for Senate. I just want to ask, if you were in the Senate now, you would have voted against this, and then what?
Well, look, first of all, the Congress does not seem to have a backbone. They can't seem to stand up to Donald Trump. We certainly thought that after last Tuesday's elections that people would learn to stand up and say, hey, things aren't going well for the president, for the Congress, for the Republicans in leadership who control the House, control the Senate, and control the White House. They can't figure this out. Affordability was the key last Tuesday in all those elections, no matter who it was. Affordability. And the people of Maine now are having to look at skyrocketing health insurance rates on top of increasing groceries, price of groceries, cost of housing, cost of car repairs, all those things that the tariffs also impact at the same time as they're pulling the rug out from under the extended tax credits. Like a couple in Fort Kent, Maine, for instance, 60 years old, making $85,000 total. Their health insurance premium is going to go up to $25,000 without the extended tax credit. That's 29–30% of their entire income. That's not right. They're not going to be able to do it. So they're going to go without insurance. They can't afford the insurance anymore. And meanwhile, you know, they're building gilded ballrooms in Washington, D.C., and the Republicans are sitting there saying, well, we don't know. Well, we just can't come around to it. You know, the idea that this is a deal for the promise of a vote, of a discussion, doesn't mean much to me, doesn't mean much to the people of Maine. Getting it done means something, and that's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to get it done.
Governor, good morning. As you say, this shutdown is not a political game for people who live in Maine or across the country. It's not who won the shutdown. It's I'm not getting my SNAP benefits. I'd love for you to just kind of outline how many people in Maine rely on SNAP, for example, how many people are not getting it, and what the implications of that are. There's a group here in New York City, for example, called New York Common Pantry. Incredible group. They say their sign-ups are up over 100% because people who are receiving SNAP assistance don't have food now, so they're going to the Common Pantry and places like it. What's the impact in Maine?
Well, about 170,000 people in Maine receive SNAP benefits every month. That includes about half of them have children in the household. Many of them have seniors, non-working seniors, retired people in the household. About a third of them have disabled individuals, people with disabilities in the household. And many of these people also try to get Meals on Wheels. And so we're supplementing the Meals on Wheels program. We have cobbled together some funds to cover the bases here in the hiatus that we're in and waiting for the court. We rely on the guidance of the USDA last Friday morning, not last Friday night or Saturday morning, to push out the SNAP benefits for people, and they're rolling out right now, and so they're getting their SNAP benefits. But it's like a Band-Aid approach, and it's not right. And it's not right for the Supreme Court to say, well, maybe today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe this, maybe that. We don't want to offend Donald Trump. I don't know what they're doing, but the First Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in our favor and said, keep the SNAP benefits rolling, and that's what we're going to do.
So, Governor, do you disagree with your Senator, Angus King, Maine Senator Angus King, who voted to expedite this and get it going, to get SNAP benefits done more quickly because get the government back in action?
Look, I like Angus King. He's a friend, a dear friend. But I don't agree with this deal. I don't support it at all. I strongly disapprove of what happened, disagree with what happened in the Senate the other day. Maine people need affordable health care. As I said, these two urgent deadlines were converging, and they can't seem to do one and the other. They can't seem to walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm sorry, but that's not the way we get things done in Maine. And I appreciate Senator King's efforts here, but it's not going to work. The mere promise of taking it up, putting it on the calendar, talking about it in December, talking about health care and health insurance, Maine people can't wait. The open enrollment date has already started, and people are signing up for health insurance, but they don't know what they're going to get. And it looks like they're not going to get much. Those extended tax credits don't get extended, don't get carried through, even for a year, for crying out loud. We can't depend on the federal government. You can't rely on what they say and what they do. In the meantime, health insurance rates in general are skyrocketing, and the price of groceries, and the cost of car repairs, and the purchase of even an old car or truck, and the tariffs impacting housing construction. All these things converge to make the cost of living just unaffordable for Maine people.
Democratic Governor Janet Mills of Maine, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for coming on this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mika.